Hey, what's up, North County? I'm your host, Randy Doty, and today we are talking with our newest sponsor, 1776 Roofing and Gutters. Joey Snyder, thanks for coming in. Thanks for being a part of what we're doing, man. Really appreciate it.
You got it. Super excited to be a part of the team.
Yeah, for sure. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Born and raised here?
Born and raised in Tascadero. Yeah, never left, never want to leave, although California, no. Never
Right.
know, but so yeah, our plans are to stay here forever. Yeah, but born and raised in Tascadero. Know pretty much everybody, and just love working here, love meeting people every day, and growing our networks and all that fun stuff.
So tell me a little bit about 1776. I know, RoofMaxx is, your foundation, right?
Yep.
So tell me a little bit about that.
So basically what we always like to say is we are RoofMaxx. So we are a roofing company. My history's roofing when I was a kid. Got away from it for some back injuries and stuff, and found opportunities, got back into it. RoofMaxx is a course that I'm sure everybody's seen it on the national TV ads where you're spraying the roof and rejuvenating all that kind of stuff. Basics of it is, I came from a background of my dad bringing home rust bucket cars and, frame off restorations. We'd fix those things up and send them out, and I hate throwing stuff away. So same thing with my mom, garage selling on the weekends, we'd refurbish, buy stuff, refurbish stuff. And as a kid, that's how I made a lot of, side money and stuff, doing that kind of stuff. I love refurbishing stuff. I hate throwing stuff away. And so RoofMaxx was exactly in line with, what I love to do. And why put a new roof on your home if you don't have to? And so we'd rather go out there, put a little TLC into it, rejuvenate the shingles, and off to the races. We put warranties on it, make sure everybody's happy, and we're there for you the whole step of the way, of course. So that's the basics of that. 1776 is our roofing company. And so we started out just doing RoofMaxx stuff, had no big intentions of getting back into roofing. However, when you're on a roof every single day, there's a lot of clients, that cannot be done, of course, because obviously if it can't save it, then it can't save it. Referring out to people you trust, all that kind of stuff's hard, prices, this and that and stuff. There's just too many instances where I was like, let's just go help the person out. And then family got involved, so we started doing house of family and stuff. And then I'm like, well, doggone it, let's just go for it. So yeah, so we went full force with roofing now. And gutters, same thing too. So we're doing full gutters, roofs every day. Our territory is Santa Cruz all the way down to Ventura. And we have one guy in the middle that has an area for RoofMaxx. But yeah, so we leave Atascadero every day and we go service the whole coast is what we call it. And we love it. It's a dream come true. Anytime that I'm out talking to people all day, every day, that's my happy zone. That's what makes me happy. Talking to people and helping people.
What are some of the biggest needs when people call you guys to come out and check out their stuff? I mean, are they getting strong arms saying, hey, they need a new roof, when you might show up and you're like, you don't really need a new roof. We could save you thousands by using this technology. Tell me about that.
Great question, and that's a loaded question.
Right.
So when we go out to customers' house, it depends on the services, especially gutters. You just have stacks of gutters, and I just shake my head and go, sir and ma'am, these are sticks of aluminum, right? The only thing that goes wrong with them is they get loose, to where they're going to fall off and get loose and cause problems, or the seals go bad. You can always throw some reinforcements in there, straighten them up, put some silicone in there, and they're good to go. You get another 15 years out of those. It's a basic gutter tune-up. You don't need new gutters. Same thing as a roof most of the time. Roofers are told and they're trained, and it's true. The old way is when a roof starts showing you signs, when the shingle grit starts falling off, when you start getting cracks at the top of your roof, which is the ridge cap, when those things start cracking, when you start missing shingles, then obviously any roofer is going to go out there and say, hey, the time is now. So pretty soon, if this thing gets worse, you're going to get leaks. Some of these things could be causing leaks already. Just because you don't see a leak doesn't mean you don't have leaks up there. There's many times the majority of houses that you get on that are aged, of course, have a lot of leaks, and it's just ruining wood, causing dry rot, all that kind of fun stuff. But it's not in your house, so you're not worried about it yet, right? So when we go out there, we have those all the time where they have stacks. We're getting all these quotes and stuff like that, and it's like, okay, great. We're here, we're going to give you all our options. So we're going to give you a price on a new roof. We're going to give you a price on rebuilding this thing. So basically we give everybody three options. One is going to be a brand new roof, of course, and then I give my recommendations. The other one's going to be RoofMaxx, and that's the full tune-up. So that's a tune-up in RoofMaxx. So that's where we're going to go through all your protrusions. So generally what happens is when people do get leaks, the majority of them come from your vents. That's your protrusions, your flashing around your chimneys, skylights, all that kind of stuff, right? So we'll find the source of those, and it's just because that material that seals it, it's 15, 20, 25 years old, it just needs to be resealed. So a lot of times you don't need a whole new roof, of course. You just need a tune-up, and that's the one. There's nothing better than going up to a house and they're just devastated, you know. And you're like, hey, X amount of dollars, couple bucks here, you know, we'll fix this thing up for you, and you're good to go. And they're like, oh my gosh, they're so relieved, you know. So yeah, so going out there, that's the main thing is helping people, saying like, hey, you don't have to worry about this, we got you, you know. And then the other part of it is when you give them all three out, the other one is just a quick, you know, tune-up. So you go up there and you just do the seals. So sometimes we can paint everything, we can make everything look pretty, you know, and all that kind of fun stuff. So 3 options: really cheap, affordable. And then you have the middle one, which is like, let's get another, you know, 4, 5, 6 years out of it. And then the other one is RoofMaxx, where you can extend it and you get on the plan with RoofMaxx and keep extending it out. And so, yeah, so we give them a lot of options.
So tell me about the spray. What is that? What are you spraying onto it?
So first, it is not a miracle spray.
Okay.
so many people say, oh, you can't put some spray on there and have it loud, you know, and all that kind of stuff. Totally agree. It is not a sealer. It is not a spray that's going to do miracle things for you. Really, it's more of a preventative than anything. So it's like changing the oil on your car, right? So every roof dies and starts falling apart when it gets old, dry, and brittle. So that shingle goes from flexible and sticky to dry and brittle. And once it starts doing that, that's when you introduce the spray. It soaks through the shingle and it reactivates that tar. So the tar that sticks your shingles together, that glues it together, when that starts drying up, the wind picks it up and flops it around. You'll see the lines, and then eventually that shingle is going to fly off. So that reactivates that tar. And so that way, of course, everything stays glued together. It's also like, imagine a sponge, which is what the material does. When it soaks through, it swells everything up. So imagine a dry sponge that's well overused on your sink, and it's twisted, it's out of shape, and it's done, you know, needs to be replaced. Well, once you put it in water, it takes shape and it's ready to work again. And so this is the same kind of thing right there. So the spray goes in, it's soy methyl ester, and so it's all eco-based. You can get on your pets, your plants, your cars, you know, yourself. It can't hurt anything. So there's nothing to worry about there. It does not have a smell. A lot of people worry about the smells, which I completely understand. It does not have a smell. So you apply that stuff, and it's good to go. So
what's the percentage of people that call you, say, you know, second opinion, so to speak?
Yep.
You know, that they said, hey, we've had a couple of roofers out here, we need to redo these. You know, RoofMaxx, you know, what can you guys do? What are the percentage of the people that are getting told they need all new roof, and you go, you don't, you just need, you know, this product here?
Let's see, if we base it on just, you know, calls for roofs alone, you're probably looking at, I'd say around 50%.
Really?
So around 50%. The other ones, a lot of people call us because we have, we're involved in a lot of big property management places, and that's who gives us work across the whole entire coast. So we're involved in a lot of stuff like that, where we get involved with maintenance plans. So, you know, they just take on a new client. They have us go out there, do a full inspection on the roof. We document everything. We give it to them. And that's just the same thing as residential clients too. And that's there. But, yeah, I'd say it's a full 50%. I'd say somewhere in there where people are like, you know, I just need second opinions. Other than that, people want to just say, hey, I don't know what's going on with this roof. I just bought it, or I just moved in, or this or that, or, you know, a lot of times it's, you know, referral or something like that. It's like, hey, my grandma's been over here for so long, she never had a roof looked at. Just go give me an honest opinion and stuff like that. And so we go do that stuff. But probably 50%, I'd say.
You see a lot of, like, everybody's can do roofs, or I guess advertise that they can do roofs.
Yeah.
And, you know, most recently I saw a roof rolled back out in Heritage after the big windstorm.
Yep.
That the whole roof rolled back like you're rolling up a rug.
Yep.
And so obviously that's expertise, that's craftsmanship, that's, you know, cutting corners. I mean, because it was brand new. They just got that roof, like, I don't know, maybe a year ago. They redid the whole, you know, house.
Yep.
So, and you're saying something like that, somebody obviously didn't do it right the first time, but would that be something that you could salvage?
Oh yeah, totally. So repairs, so we do everything. So gutter repairs, new gutters, roof repairs, roofs, you know, from big to large, there's nothing that we can't do. However, we don't do tile roofs when it comes to brand new roofs. We don't do metal roofs, we don't do tile roofs. But something like that, we do that. I mean, we do multiple times a week. Those are calls always coming and saying, I know I'm screwed, but hey, what can you guys do? And we're like, oh, we'll just come in and fix it. It's pretty easy. You know.
Can you do like the mobile homes and all that stuff? Is that still?
Yeah, I swear we're in mobile home parks all day, every day. Mobile home parks are one of our niches. Once you go in there and you know, I really those clients really attract me. I'm an old school soul, so I love being in there, love helping people. And so when we're in there, you help one person, and we make sure not to, we're very fair in there. And so, when people think they're treated fair, then of course, that word spreads, and next thing you know, you're you're cruising around those parks. But yeah, mobile homes, flat roofs. The other thing is too, is a lot of people have flat roofs, and when that flat roof gets older, like let's say torch down, it's that sandy stuff that's flat. They're like, oh my gosh, and they're getting quotes for this massive amount of thing. Almost no one replaces those anymore. It's all elastomeric. So there's elastomeric or silicone coatings. It's really quick and cheap. You go in there, boom, done. I did a guy yesterday, and he's in Cayucas, and same thing. He was just scared to death. He couldn't afford it. We were doing his neighbor's house, so we just finished his neighbor's roof, and I was talking to him. And he's like, oh, I wish I could do something with this thing over here. And I'm like, let me look at it. Jump up there and stuff. Boom, call him back a couple hours later with the price. He's like, I would have done this years ago.
Right.
So yeah, so we have, we started the company as 1776 Solutions because we want to have solutions for everybody, not just this or that. So I know the majority of roofers are this or that. It's this or that, we want to have solutions and let people make the right decisions. My job is just to educate everybody and let them make the right decisions. So we don't do any pressure sales, none of that kind of stuff. So I know that's a big red flag on a lot of, companies where it's like, I'm not leaving your house until you call the cops. We don't do none of that kind of stuff, so yeah.
Tell me about the gutter side, because the gutters seem like it's a big business, especially around here. You have a lot of the older homes. I don't know, which product do you guys do? Seamless? Do you do? I mean, tell me a little bit about the gutter side of it.
Yeah, and one of your other questions too. Yeah, there's 30 roofers in every single city.
Oh yeah.
There's no doubt. And there's tons of gutter companies too, but there's definitely 30 plus roofers in every single city. It's crazy, I'm a looky-loo, so I see, roofing company, never heard of that one, never. And it's just like all day wherever you go. Gutters, I love gutters. Gutters are they're so simple. It's just, it's kind of mind-boggling how simple gutters are. Seamless gutters. So we do 5 and 6 inch seamless gutters. If and when the demand comes, which is then we'll get a fascia machine and, half round and stuff like that. But for me, I like the roots of stuff, the stuff that lasts the longest, and that's going to be your 5 and 6 inch K-style gutter. Everything's seamless, of course. Those things last, forever. They're so structurally built for that reason. They've been around for that reason forever. The other ones have problems here and there. They require more maintenance. They can't take as big of a load and all that kind of fun stuff. But 5 and 6 inch gutters, those are the key. But gutters are simple. Everybody should have their roof and gutters inspected every 10 years. Do it every 5 years. You have nothing to lose. The majority of companies are going to come out and inspect them for free. What you don't want to happen is that's when your gutter drops and falls on your new truck, or you get a leak in your house and you have all these damages. Then you're like, dang it. And it's free for not us. Everybody does free evaluations. So just maintenance on your home, your roof and gutters, that's what ultimately protects your whole entire property. And so it's very important to, protect your property, of course, So, and it's free, so you got nothing to lose. And if people are always worried they're going to find something, that's a good thing. If you got a leak that's starting, if you got cracks in your seals or this and that, we want to find that. You're talking probably $150 or something to reseal something really quick and get out of there. It's super easy and cheap. So.
What's the kind of the cost difference or the savings or the long-term more financially burdened is it to somebody say, oh, I can do this myself? The whole, do it yourself,
Yep.
jobs, this and that for gutters and or roofing.
Yep. I talk to a lot of gentlemen, especially in the construction industry, and I'll tell them what to do sometimes. I'm like, hey, don't pay us to come out here. We got all our fees and insurances and all that kind of stuff. If it's basic seals or this and that, I'll tell you what to use and I'll tell you how to do it. When it comes to cost, like let's say the RoofMaxx portion of it, we're generally anywhere between 15 and 25% of what a new roof would cost. And we put a 5-year warranty on everything that we spray. We don't spray anything unless we know it's going to get an extra 10 years out of it. But it's like a car warranty at the same time too, right? We'll put a 5-year warranty on it, but it's going to last way longer than that. If something goes wrong, after that 5 years and you had a warranty, for one, you can buy a yearly warranty from us to extend it to make you feel comfortable, of course. But if not, we're going to be there for you anyways. If you're one of our clients, and something happens, we're going to come out and, help you out anyways. So we do, tons of stuff where, we have clients, great clients, and they call us and say, hey, a tree limb just came out, and as long as it's not going to cost me more than an hour to swing by a guy and, take care of it or something like that, we'll just take care of it for you. So, and that's the reputation we want in the Central Coast, of course, too. Born and raised here, and we want to keep it that way.
Joey, since we're talking about this, how does people find you to get more information? Tell us your website.
Okay, so our website is fully under construction right now. It's actually up and running. We're gonna start rebranding to 1776 Roofing and Gutters, and that's because the gutters and roofing part of it is just taken off like no tomorrow. Like I said, once we started it, it just started taking off, and now the property management places heard of us and stuff, and we're fair to everybody, so it's taken off. So it's 1776roofs.com, and you can find us there. Other than that, you can find our link through RoofMaxx there too as well. Central Coast RoofRenew.com, and that brings you to the RoofMaxx portion of it, where it has every bell and whistle on there, down to like the chemical makeup and all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
What about, do you guys have like options for like financing for people?
Yeah, so we had, financing is very important, of course. So we had a great financing option. It was 0% for 12 months, and that was kind of all we had for a while.
Wow.
I didn't do any of the other financing because I didn't like it. It wasn't right for the customer. They charge a lot for financing, and I don't want someone to, get X amount of dollars for this, and I know how the financing works. And so at the end of the day, it ends up being this. And if they would have known that original price, they wouldn't have done it. I don't like doing that stuff, so I refuse a lot of stuff. So if they had decent enough credit, we worked with a great company for a while. They just recently went away. So they just recently stopped doing that. It was too good to be true kind of thing.
Right.
We actually just jumped on with another one. So I searched. It was exhausting, but I finally found what I think is the best one in the whole entire nation. And on decent credit, it's 0% up to 24 months. And
24 months.
Up to 24 months.
Wow.
And they use, I think it's 17 different brokers around the United States. So I pay a big check every single year to get my customers the best financing. So, instead of them paying it, it's us paying it. And I'd rather have it that way. So we have a lot of options. I mean, if you don't have any money whatsoever and you have to have a roof, they can even do the, what do they pull money out of your house or something like that? I forgot what that's called.
Oh, the equity.
Equity. They can pull out of your equity line and stuff like that. So we basically can help anybody. And really, it's simple. You go in there, you type in your information, and they go, boom, here's your list of all your options. If they have any questions, they click a button and someone calls them and runs the whole thing down with them. And it's very hands-on. In fact, a lot of people don't have computers. And so we just say, okay, we're going to have a person call you. They call them and do everything verbally and explain everything to them. So they have a team there for us, that goes over everything. So financing, we've got tons of financing, and it's wide open. Should have done it forever ago. I just didn't know it existed until we searched for it and found it. So
what are some of the things that are kind of changing in the roofing gutter industry?
I'd say everything.
Yeah.
Everything. There's a lot of stuff going on in the roofing industry. Basically, prices. Prices are just out of control. They keep going up and up and up and up. And you go to your local ABC supply, and lately there's been another thing up there saying, "Get ready, new increase coming." And you hear it on the news and stuff. Everything aluminum skyrocketing. Other than that, the gutter industry has been the same for so long, it's not even funny. The only difference is the color coding, the paint on the outside. It's a baked-on process. That, keeps extending, so that's good. Gutters are just plain Janes. They're simple as can be. It's all about who installs it and how they install it, right? And how you take care of it. Roofs, there's a lot of stuff going on with the roofs. California is moving hard pushing into reflectability, so they want all these shingles, and I think it's mandated. If not, it's going to be mandated. That's going to be coming out pretty soon, where there's a reflective layer on shingles, so where when the sun hits it, it reflects it off.
Keep it from beating down on the home.
Energy saving and stuff,
Gotcha.
right? So that's supposed to make the shingle last longer. There's a lot of, I don't trust a lot of stuff that I see or hear until I can prove it myself and learn it myself, and I have experience with it. But there's a lot of stuff that they're saying that goes, unfortunately, the shingle industry, the roofing industry itself has been sliding downhill forever. I mean, the lawsuits on shingles themselves are insane, and that actually plays more into the benefits of RoofMaxx than anything. And what I mean is, an old roof of 30 years used to last 30, 35 years, right? You didn't have to worry about it. Nowadays, a 30-year roof, we replaced 2 last year that were 8 years old. I mean, it's insane how fast they're going off.
What was the purpose, you think?
Legally wise, the materials are being mandated. So a lot of the materials that make the roof last longer, that make the roof shingle last longer, are being mandated out of the shingle for, I'm sure, environmental reasons, but don't quote me on any of that kind of stuff. But it's the way they're being manufactured, whether it's forcefully being manufactured that way or whether it's planned obsolescence like a whole bunch of other, VCRs don't last a year anymore, all that kind of stuff. who knows what's going on with there. But, you know, the majority of the time, you know, the shingle grit starts falling off these things right away. They start splitting, breaking, flying off because the glue tabs aren't thick enough. There's a lot of stuff going on with shingles, and that's why we're very strategic on who we partner with and who we use for our shingles and our quality. Again, I'm selling and installing for most of my family and friends, and even if it's someone I don't know, they know someone I know, and so I don't ever want anything bad to happen. So yeah, we don't use a lot of materials where it's like, hey, a roofer could do this one cheaper or something. That's fine. You know, I'm happy for you. Call us if anything goes wrong. You know, but we don't strategically don't use some things because we want to be around forever. We want our name on everything forever. So yeah.
Tell me about your team that you have, you know, working for 1776.
Yeah, so when I started, obviously I can't do it by myself. I started with a cousin that I had, and he was great for a while. He moved on, got a great opportunity somewhere else, which is great. And then in between that, before that happened, I'm like, hey, I need to strategically, you know, grab, because I've got a lot of experience in roofing, but I was out of it for 10 plus years too. And so there's a lot of evolution that happens in there, you know? So I'm like, hey, I'm going to do this thing and do it right. Like I try to attack everything. And I'm like, I'm going to go recruit some of the best roofers that I've known forever. Some of the longest, best roofers that know everything and have every question. And so that's what I did. So I went and grabbed a couple guys that did that. My neighbor just was looking for work at the same time, so I grabbed him. He's been one of the biggest assets ever. You know, they're early every day, lives right around the corner, so if I need anything, he can, if I'm out of the shop or something, he can just run over and help out and stuff, so that's been awesome. But it's a really good team. I've got a team of roofers, and they've been working for, you know, same thing, doing roofs around here locally with other companies, and yeah, so we got a really, really, really good team right now. We are going to be expanding. I do need a full-time gutter guy here, you know, pretty
Installer
quick,
or
if not
seller?
now, installer.
Okay.
If not, you know, pretty quick. And then same thing with sales. I can't do it all. And running up, you know, down the coast, you know, it's just starting to get exhausting. So you want to jump on that before it gets, you know, before it starts biting you in the butt. And so eventually I'm going to need someone else that, you know, has the experience that, you know, I have in roofing and gutters or just roofing itself to come out and, you know, help do estimates and all that kind of stuff. But
Well, sales side of it, you know, I mean, I love sales, and I mean,
Yep.
just going out there and meeting the people and
Yep.
just, you know, I mean, really building that relationship with them. And you seem
Yeah.
like a person that would, you know, you become friends, you know, with your
Yep.
clients.
Yep. I love it. Like I said, the thing that makes me the happiest is saving someone a lot of money or saving them from having to write a big check, you know, to do something else. And I'm there with them the whole step of the way, you know. That's what makes me happy every day. But in general, I've never been a type. I've done the office desk thing. It's just not for me, you know. There's just those certain types, you know. I've got to be out. I've got to be doing something. I've got to be thinking a lot, you know. I've got to be, you know, chit-chatting for sure. You know, you're one of those.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You've got
I
to
mean,
chit-chat.
it's the best. So we're talking 1776 gutter, let's see, roofing solutions, right? Which you guys have a website. People can go there and check you out, check out
Yep.
some of your jobs. You can, you know, reach out here to What's Up North County and get more information or find out how to, you know, contact you. But what about some of these homes that are just in complete, they're just, you just need to be a complete overhaul. Is this a big financial burden for the client, or is there ways to kind of shave around?
You know, it's not something we like doing at all, right? It's emergency cases only. We've done it a few times for some people. If you literally cannot afford anything, you seem like a super genuine person, we can go in there. I mean, you could, for a couple roofs example, I'd say one or two, but you know, the shingles, there's like no shingle grit left, you know, and the shingles are literally falling apart, and it's like, you know, you tell them what you need to tell them, and they're like, you know, it's almost, they're almost tearing up in a sense, you know, they don't have options, and it's like, okay, we need to get you through one more winter, you know, so that way you can financially talk to family, figure out what you can do. But I mean, you can go do the seals. You can go, I mean, we can rebuild shingles in place if we need to. I mean, I don't know, there's not many other companies doing that. We can literally.
So hold on, Joey, back up to that. What does that mean? You can rebuild shingles.
Yeah, so let's say a lot of people come home, or, you know, when you go home, look at your roof, and at certain times of day, you'll see a big shiny area, and that's your fiberglass. So on the top of a shingle, you've got a layer of tar, and then the shingle grit, which is basically sand, right? It's little porcelain balls. And that grit is what ultimately protects your whole entire roof. That's really the most important part of your roof. When the shingle gets dry, old, and brittle, that tar gets dry, right? And brittle, of course. And so it can't hold on to those little dots. And that's the number one thing that RoofMaxx does is it hydrates that, it lets it re-grab that sand, and it holds on to that protection. So when that sand starts falling off, you get these bald spots. Well, the sun's just going to eat it up, right? And so for an example, if we go to a roof and 95% of the roof is in that perfect spot to where, hey, we can get you another 15 years out of this roof with a couple treatments, right? Nothing to worry about, but you have a couple spots that are not going to make it, right? Because the shingle grit, and it happens. It's whether it's bad manufacturing or whether it's a certain glare off a skylight. Let's say it's a that two-story sun a certain time of day is reflecting off that window and just burning a spot, right? So we can go out there and we actually put new tar down on those areas, and we can add the granules and compress them in and rebuild that area. So we always take and this happens on a lot of roofs. So I'd say, 30 to 50% of all the roofs that we do, we rebuild certain areas. We want to take the weakest areas and build it up to get it on par with the rest of it, and then reset that aging schedule right there. And so, yeah, so we can rebuild the shingles as is. If not, we can always replace shingles, and do any kind of repairs or patches. A lot of times the roof looks great. We get up there and the ridge caps are just gone. They're split in half. That's that gets the most damage, of a roof. So we'll just pull your ridge cap off, put a new ridge cap off, and then start RoofMaxxing the roof to extend its life there.
Traditionally, what does something like this cost nowadays? Do you have a kind of a between here and here range, or?
In general, it's around $2 a square foot for, like, let's say the RoofMaxx treatment. However, once you start adding in whatever the costs are to rebuild it, seals, the majority of roofs that we're on, we're doing your gutters for free. We're throwing it in. If there's a major rebuild or if it's going to take us a lot of extra time.
You're throwing what in?
The gutter cleaning. So we'll do a gutter cleaning in. If it needs one little spike, which is the nail, if it needs one little hanger or something like that, we'll throw that stuff in there. Generally, we'll just do that with a treatment. Now, if it's on 2-story or if it's, never been cleaned and it's got 5 inches, it's going to take us, 4 hours to clean this gutter system. That's where we'll charge extra for gutters while we're doing the treatment or while we're doing the repairs. Or if we get called out because full gutter company, 1776 gutters, we'll come out, and do whatever it takes for the gutters too. And filters is the big thing. So filters is the huge thing. I'm sure everybody's known there's a big, huge name brand filter that's out there all over TV, and it's been out there. It's dominated forever. Used to work for that company. Great filter. The problem is in our area, it has vinyl. So it's got vinyl front and back. So gutter filter I'm talking about. So it's got vinyl, and that vinyl starts bowing. So I have it on my house, and it's bowing, and it's not the best look. And so I didn't want to offer any real filters until I found something that was as good as it or better. And I found some that's better than it by far, and it's permanent 50-year warranty. And so we install that too. And so that's actually better than that product that everybody knows of that's out there too for, way less than a quarter of the cost. So if you've got those big estimates before, call us, and we'll come out there and surprise you with your new estimate.
What is somebody looking at as far as time wise? Once they make the first initial contact,
Yep.
that they want you guys to come out. I mean, are you looking at months down the road?
Yeah, so that's a key for me. Being in sales, I've been in sales and marketing for a long time. I love it and I know it. And the most important thing in sales is availability. If someone can't get out there for a long time, how long until you get scheduled and how long for this? Generally, when people finally attack a problem, they want to attack it. They're ready. It's in their headspace. Let's get it done. And that's good for them. And that's good for us at the same time. So generally, I can be out there. If someone calls in the office, either me or another one of our guys will be out there either same day, usually no more than 3 days. We can get out there, get an estimate to you. Estimates right now could take 1 day to 3 days, something like that, if we don't do it right on the spot. But yeah, so it's a really quick turnaround. Year round, the furthest we get out, and that happened this year, we were around a month booked solid where we couldn't even squeeze anybody in. So that's not going to happen this year. And so we rebuilt. This is a slow season for us right now. Gutters picks up right now. And so, yeah, so we're rebuilding right now, and we're, kind of getting ready for the big, because again, we're coming out publicly with the gutter company and the gutter options and the roofing company and the roofing options and all that kind of stuff. It's not just RoofMaxx now. So yeah, so we're going to be geared up and ready for anything that can come at us. So our goal is to never get a month out at any point in time. And that does help us. So when other companies are, we're looking at 3 months to get a new roof and stuff like that, and we can get there within a month, that obviously helps us and helps take care of their, issues right away as well.
Because it's kind of one of those, products that, and when it's not raining, you forget that you need it.
Yep.
Until the rains come again.
Yeah.
Or whatever, the house. I mean, what about like leaking and stuff like that? Do you guys ever get into the whole construction part of the roof? Well, I mean, the house is leaking. You're leaking inside. It's coming from the roof somewhere.
Yeah.
You guys get into any of that kind of stuff?
All the time. So right now, gosh, I swear the last 3 weeks from that last rain, right? The last rain had a big wind that we haven't had in a while. And then it had a really consistent major downpour that we hadn't had in a while. And that, if your valleys are clogged with, leaves and debris and stuff like that, if your chimney's backed up on stuff, no matter what's going on the roof, you've got areas where water can build up pretty quick in those heavy downpours, and it backs up, gets under your shingles, and it might be the only time it leaks. Either way, we got bombarded with calls. So yeah, it's been a crazy 3 weeks, which is great for us. It's full speed ahead. But yeah, leaks. We do 24/7 hours. Yeah. So if we get a call at 2:00 in the morning and someone's got water in their living room, from
do you
a gutter
get
being
calls
down,
like that at 2:00 in the morning? Really?
Yep. I love it.
Do you answer it?
Oh yeah. No, we answer the calls all the time. So we offer emergency services and stuff. So we get a call. We had a call from Starbucks. That was the last one. They had not in Atascadero, St. Louis. They had water flooding in and stuff, and we had to get in there and put cones in there, draw off certain areas, direct it so that way they can get traffic in and out, open them back up. And then we were on the roof for, a long time. This is the majority of the day,
Wow.
taking care of that. But yeah, we run out for any leaks, and that's the same thing with our customers. If our customers call us with a leak in any kind of emergency, then, if it's an actual emergency, then yeah, we'll send someone right out.
That's amazing.
So yeah, but leaks, yeah, we do a ton of leaks. And leaks are great for us. We love leaks because, it's cheap for the customer. Just show up there and, take care of the leaks. But at the same time, here's generally what's going on. So if you have a leak, the majority of the time, it's because your seals are old. So your seals, that's all your protrusions. That's your heating vents, your plumbing, all chimneys, all that kind of stuff, solar, skylights, all that kind of stuff. You go out there and, they've been leaking for a while. It just finally made its way into the roof. It's got to go through the attic, down the, rafter tail. It's got to do everything. So once it gets into that drywall, then you have a leak. Once we go up there, we're like, hey, here's this one, but here's the pictures of everything. I don't ever want anybody to go off my word, so I show them pictures of everything I'm talking about. And so I go, here's the pictures of all your seals. This thing needs a new seal bad, and you're missing a couple shingles, so let's, tie that up. If you want to extend the roof past that and rejuvenate it so this stuff stops happening as far as your shingles, then we'll give you a price on RoofMaxx again as well, to really keep up on the roof itself, But leaks, a lot of leaks. We do a lot of leaks, yep.
Awesome. Joey, once again, tell me how people find you.
1776roofs.com. Central Coast Roof Renew.com as well, and we're based out of Atascadero. Yeah.
So you guys are local. You guys activities here local. You guys, all the money, everything that you guys are doing. You guys aren't calling in. You guys aren't from out of town. You guys are here local.
Yeah, and we are just insane on supporting local. So, if someone says, hey, do you have an air conditioner? It's going to go with someone local, not a big name brand, all that kind of stuff. Everything we do is local, and, that's how we keep it that way.
Awesome. Joey, thanks for coming in, man.
Thanks, Randy. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys coming on board and being a sponsor of us over here at What's Up North County. And we look forward to, going on this journey with you, man.
Yeah, and thanks for everything you guys do, too. Like I said, I was scrolling one day and found you guys, and I'm like, something like this exists? Like this, people would think that you guys would be doing this, or someone would be doing this in every city around, just for local news and stuff. And it's great that you guys do this because I've learned so much. I've been to a few events now that I would have never heard of just from your guys' channel. So we really do appreciate you guys doing this and putting your time and effort into it.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you guys and look forward to our relationship as we go down the road.
Yeah, super excited.
Well, there you have it, guys. Hey, make sure if you guys are needing any of those roofing solutions, you guys reach out to 1776 Roofing Solutions, 805-887-3639, or you can go to 1776roofs.com. Check them out. They're local, buy local, support local, guys, and we appreciate them being on this journey with us. But as always, we can't do this without you and our sponsors. We'd like to thank Escalar Wine Travelers Hideaway, Visit Atascadero, 805 Customs, MGP Coatings, Premier Ag, Trailer Barn, Story Termite and Pest Control, Borehone Auto Center, Kennedy Club Fitness, Airflow Filter Services, Templeton Heating and Air, and of course, 1776 Roofing Solutions. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you next time. When it comes to comfort, trust the team that's been keeping the North County homes cozy since 1995. At Templeton Heating and Air Conditioning, they're your hometown pros right here in Templeton. From tune-ups to repairs, remodels to new construction, even duct replacements and attic ventilation, they got you covered. Call your neighbors at 805-434-3741. Templeton Heating and Air Conditioning. Local, trusted, dependable.
Hi, I'm Glenn McWilliams.
And I'm Annie. As sixth-generation farmers, we understand what it takes to keep a ranch, a farm, and a community growing strong.
And that's why we started Premier Ag to bring quality feed, trusted Western wear, and real service to the Central Coast.
From hay delivery across the county to hands-on support for local youth and ag programs, we're proud to give back to the community that raised us.
And when we say from seed to stable, we mean it. We've walked the fields, we've fed the animals, and now we're here to serve families just like yours.
Come visit us at 1041 Paso Robles Street in Paso Robles and experience the difference of a store built by farmers for farmers.
From seed to store, where quality meets country.
Hi, this is Dave Story, small game hunter with Story Termite and Pest. We're a full-service termite and pest control company. From rodents to termites, we can take care of all your pest control needs. Call today, we can tailor a pest control program that will meet your needs and budget. Contact us at 805-460-0650 or at storytermite.com. Remember, we don't have customers, we have friends.
Looking for a top quality concrete coating in SLO County? Hi, I'm Matt Gifford with MGP Coatings, your trusted local expert in durable, long-lasting concrete coatings backed by Pentec's limited lifetime warranty. Whether it's residential or commercial, we deliver expert craftsmanship, premium products, and unbeatable customer service. When we say we make concrete great again, we mean it. As a locally owned, community-driven company, we take pride in transforming garages, patios, pool decks, wineries, and even interior spaces into stunning, functional areas. Are you ready to upgrade your space? Give us a call at 805-952-5301. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram, or visit mattgiffordpainting.com. Join the MGP Coating family today.
What's up, North County? This is Teresa Branch with Airflow Filter Service. We are a family-owned business right here in the North County. We have air filters, oils and lubricants, and hydraulic hoses. We provide services that include air filter cleaning, DPF cleaning, and waste oil collection. Come check us out at 1140 Ramada Drive, and we can help you with all your automotive and industrial vehicle needs.
Atascadero isn't your standard getaway. We're unique, just like you. We're growing, transforming, and figuring it out as we go. We're a town filled with innovators, artists, makers, and game changers. We're a little bit country, a little bit funky, and always authentic. We're here for your good times, your slow times, and your changing times. We're all in Atascadero. Come see for yourself. Learn more at visitatascadero.com.